All right, sweet. So the first thing we're going to do is generate a world. If we don't like what we've generated, we can just pick something, but I want to see how well these true or false questions help us find something that we can enjoy. So, Eric, we're going to start with you. You answer this first question. True or false? It has been hundreds of years since anyone fired a Colt 45.
I'm going to go with true on this one.
All right. Frank, true or false? Humanity has left Earth long behind.
Oh, well, yes.
All right.
That's the case. It's
Okay.
true.
And then Slade, true or false? We are stranded on this dust ball without a ship.
Let's see. False.
Okay. So our starting mission / scenario is that your vessel is not pretty, but she's very fast, fast enough to escape the law that is chasing us, we hope. If we can get to a populated area, we can lose the law and sell our loot. All right, so you guys are in a ship on the run from a higher authority. So one of the core conceits before we start doing character generation is that no backstories are allowed. You can give a short description of yourself, or give like maybe a quick detail about to explain why you chose something, but no backstories, no further details than what is generated early. The idea is that you're all sort of mysterious strangers in a way. All right.
Cool.
So let's do character generation. Everyone grab up their coins and then slam them down on the table.
Got a really loud table cue. Wait, so we're basically rolling them like dice.
Exactly.
Okay,
All right, so
tails.
we're going to start with you, Eric. For each head, pick an adjective that describes you. You can come with one of your own, but the adjectives provided kind of fit the theme. So circle one of those, and then tell us what you circled.
So just pick one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't really looked at these much. Let's see. Probably wouldn't be able to play punny properly. Let's see.
Frank, you and Slade can also make your choices. For every head that you rolled, pick one of the adjectives and write it down on the left side of your sheet.
Okay.
Cool.
So just
I'm gonna go with humble and generous.
All right. Humble.
Actually, scratch the humble part.
All right. Frank, have you picked out your adjectives?
Yeah, I have three adjectives: inspiring, clever, and sly.
All right. Sweet. Sounds good. And then Slade, did you pick out your three, or your however many you had?
So I got 4 hits. So I took foreign, gruff, tidy, and towering.
Nice. All right. And then Eric, what is your other adjective besides generous?
Having trouble deciding, honestly. This is really weird.
It's okay. You can change it later if you need to. Just pick something for now.
In that case, I'm gonna go with wild.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So for all the tails that you rolled, you're going to assign someone else an adjective.
Oh.
They can accept it if they want, or they can reject it and pick something more fitting. So Eric, why don't you assign someone else an adjective?
What were the other people's adjectives again? Sorry.
It's all right. Frank has inspiring, clever, and sly, and then Slade has foreign, gruff, tidy, and towering.
Okay. Boy, I've got 4 tails here, so...
And keep in mind that if any of you share the same adjectives, that means that you have a relationship. So if Frank picks generous, then he and Eric, maybe they're friends, maybe they work together, or maybe they resent each other trying to be goody-goody. So if you want to have a relationship with someone, you can assign them an adjective that you already have and try to develop that connection. Up to you.
Who's the towering guy?
That's Slade.
Okay, I'm gonna slap him with Babyface.
All right. Slade, do you accept that, or do you have a better option?
Oh, that's great.
All right. What's your next one, Eric?
Okay, let's see. The other one gets wild. Does he already have that one?
Frank does not have wild. Frank, do you accept wild?
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
then I guess we have a relationship then.
All right. So we can detail that relationship throughout play, but both of you are wild. All right. Eric, you got to assign 2 more.
Yeah, I know. This is weird. I'm going to say that Slade is solemn.
All
Okay.
right. Slade, do you accept that?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
And okay, and Frank, how comfortable are you with puns? Just wondering. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna say angry.
Angry.
Frank, do you accept angry?
Well, it fits too wild, so okay.
All right. All right, Frank, your turn. How many tails do you have? 3?
3. I have 3. And let's start with Eric. I'd like to assign sexy to.
No, I reject that one.
All right, Eric, what would you
Why
rather?
not? Wild. Okay.
Just now.
So if Eric rejects one, he gets to pick another one instead.
Okay.
Plain
Yeah.
or handsome.
Yeah. I'd prefer not to go there.
Sure.
I'm sorry. It's not how I play.
No worries. That's totally fine. So what would you like to replace it with?
How about scarred? Is that
Scarred.
alright?
All right. That's good. All right, Frank, why don't you assign another one?
Okay. I'd like to assign for Slade towering.
So I've got towering already.
Yeah. So we do share it, or don't we?
Well, Slade already has towering.
Actually, there's a separate adjective, large. They're separate.
So
Which one?
Frank,
Large. Yeah, large. Okay, let's take large. Yeah.
okay. Slade, do you accept large?
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh, is he Hagrid now?
Last one, Frank.
Okay. Then. So I better ask around who wants to be flamboyant. Who's comfortable with? Eric, are you comfortable with flamboyant?
I don't know.
Okay. So what do you want to replace it with, Eric?
Okay, see, this is really weird because I usually prefer to discover my characters through play, but this is just isn't quite that, but it's not quite not that. It's kind of, this process is a little weird. I'll try for flamboyant.
Okay.
Try that.
Yeah. There's no mechanical representation of these adjectives. They're just something to keep in mind as you play, as you make decisions. Because the decisions that you make now are more important than your past or your history. Slade, you've got 2 to assign, right?
Yep.
All right.
Let's see. Eric, do you feel that your character is grizzled?
Let's see, he's already scarred, but grizzled, scarred, and flamboyant. That would be an interesting combo. I'll take it.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, and wild.
All right, what's the next one, Slade?
Frank, do you think your character is brash?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool. That's me.
All right, so we've all got a couple adjectives. Next up is to pick some of the items. On the right-hand side, you can see this is what I've got. Circle 6 of those. Just pick 6 prompts that look interesting. You're going to assign 3 now and 3 later. So for now, just circle 6. And we'll start with you, Slade. Why don't you name your first item from one of the 6 that you circled?
Cool. So my first item is forbidden.
All right.
It's a political pamphlet by some sort of rebel group. If you're caught with more than 10 copies or the capacity to distribute them, you will have a bad time with the authorities.
All right. Cool. What's your next one?
It is full.
All right.
Seeing as we're doing kind of a sci-fi, this is a bioreactor that has fermented some fruit juices to an incredibly high alcohol content. So this is to be used for cleaning wounds or soaking engine parts in or this kind of thing.
Cool. And your last one?
You've had it forever. This is a red shirt. It's kind of a smock.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down to about the knees, and it's just been my favorite shirt.
Did you pick red shirt because you're going to have to bail out halfway through?
Well, we'll see.
All right, Frank, what are your first 3 items?
Okay. I got Lawman's multipass from a dead man we actually killed time ago, and it's his badge of duty.
Nice.
Then I got an old family Bible I actually would like to get rid of, but I cannot bring myself to it, so I keep it.
All right.
And I have an empty sort of shotgun I always carry with me, and I never bother to load.
All right. Cool. Eric, what are your 3 starting items?
Okay, just to clarify, I circle all 6 and just name 3 for now.
Yep, just 3 for now.
Just to clarify, okay, so I'm going to go with a full medicine bag. I kind of imagine in this guy as a doctor.
All right.
Let's see. Let's see. I have something that you would like to get rid of but can't. I'm going to say that is a gun, like some kind of weapon in the he doesn't really like to use but has no choice in this setting.
All right. Cool.
I don't know what kind of weapon it would be, but I guess I'll describe that later.
All right.
And let's see. This was something I had forever. Ugh, I am not very good at this.
That's okay. We can leave the 3rd one blank. We'll fill it in later as you need it. All right. So everyone has adjectives. Everyone has items. Quick explanation of how the game mechanics work. You have a pile of 6 coins in front of you. You can spend one of your coins to change the detail in the world around you at any time. So if I'm describing the landscape and you want to change a detail and say, no, actually, that is the bar of the town. And you can spend another coin to say that bartender owes me a favor, and then spend another coin to say all the beer is on sale. You can spend coins whenever you want to change whatever detail you want about the world or about reality. Some big details might require a couple coins, so if you try to say that the lawmen chasing you owe you their lives and will follow you into death, that's probably going to be like 3 coins, because that's pretty big change. If you're going to try something risky, you flip a coin instead of spending one. Flipping a coin is really risky. You have a 50% chance of success. Whenever you succeed at something, you have to tell a quick story or make a quip about the last time you've done that. And if you fail, you continue flipping the coin until things get worse or until you have to spend it. You can see the rules reference along the right-hand side. When you run out of coins, your actions are a lot more dangerous, and you risk draining other people's coins and driving the game into the ground. Are there any questions about those rules or any clarifications? Okay.
Makes sense.
Let's get started. You guys are all on the ship. I'm going to say this is like a pretty small vessel, the equivalent of, you know, an old, maybe it was really, really nice a couple of years ago, but now it's like an old sports car that's not well kept up. None of you are particularly expert pilots, but you do manage, you know how to drive the thing and maneuver around. Nothing fancy. You have been hiding, like running away from the law for a while. They've only recently started to catch up to you. Space is big, though, so you'll have enough time to dock in a spaceport and begin to sort of explore around and try to offload some of the loot that you've made on your last job. So we'll say that you pull into space dock, and you've got maybe 6 hours before the law arrives and starts turning the space dock upside down for you. You've got a couple pieces of loot from your last job that you might be able to find a buyer for, and you've got to either stay hidden or make your money and get out. So what is the plan?
Yeah, well, we need to get our money. Get our money and then get out. And maybe on the way have a little bit fun. Let's see.
So I've been wondering if like I need to have some sort of character generation about what is keeping everyone together, you know, like Dungeon World relationships.
Yes, because right now, I mean, so far, Frank and I, all I know is that Frank and I are both wild, and that really says nothing.
Yep. So the basic premise of the game is that money is everything. So the three of you are working together to pull off. So you just pulled off some kind of job. Why don't you tell me what kind of job it was? We'll do a quick peek into like your immediate past.
Was the Mona Lisa really that valuable?
By now it is. It's probably like 300 years in the future. How'd you guys find out about the Mona Lisa?
Yeah, I guess it was such an opportunity that you don't always get. We were in some kind of space station bordello, and one of the girls there put us to gave us a tip to where we would find a kind of art transport, not so strongly secured, and yeah, well, you cannot let this opportunity pass. So we went there, grabbed the stuff, and well, it's a bit unusual type of merchandise to turn into money, but nevertheless, we had to try.
All right. And Slade, what went wrong? How come the law found out about your theft?
Social media. So it's really not particularly clever to take a selfie after stealing some valuable piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
But, there you go. Mistakes were made.
Fighting with the Mona Lisa and Little Boy Blue. Lovely.
Who took the photo?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. You gotta show off your baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm
Thousands of
still
followers.
angry at you because you were supposed to only take a photo of this stolen art work, not putting your face into this photo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
So when you guys dock, let's say that like a dock worker meets you all at the ship as you're walking off. How are you transporting the Mona Lisa? Are you going to leave it on the ship or carry it around with you?
I'd like to have it with me on my back in a pack, basically.
Okay.
In the frame or rolled up?
Is it unusual for this station to get about with some kind of vacuum suit or something so that it could be put into the suit, the actual suit?
Oh. So you wear it like under your
Because
clothes?
the Mona Lisa is astonishingly small. It has a very, very small frame.
Mm-hmm. So you wear it like under your clothes?
Yeah, maybe.
So is it more about protecting the image or more about making sure it's hidden?
I think hiding is important, and maybe it will stop a bullet for someone who wears it. Who has it in his shirt
Not
or
me.
his trousers?
This was not my idea.
I think it's probably, as the sort of large, towering figure, I think it's probably around, my leg, around the boot sort of area.
Yeah. All right. So you've got it like maybe in a thin bulletproof case. You've got it slung over your back underneath your clothes. So the spaceport that you stopped at is kind of ratty. There are good parts and bad parts of the spaceport. Are you willing to pay the cash for landing in a nice area where there's like directions, or do you guys need to land into the poor area of the spaceport?
Nice area would mean that the cops won't look there first, but actually a nice area means that we might stick out like a sore thumb there. So, what do you think?
Or it would imply that we would have enough money to be able to bribe anyone who gets in our way.
Well, one of you could spend a coin to make sure that records get messed up, or that you can sweet talk your way in. But if you think it's better to land on the poor side, then you should definitely go with that.
Yeah, I think probably land on the poor side is best. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, poor side.
All right. Sweet. You guys are directed to a small little landing pad on the edge of the space station. It has like a retractable bubble that opens up, and when you go back down, it closes up over the top of you, fills the room with atmosphere, and you're able to get out and walk around. I'll say the space station is maybe the size of like central London without all the suburban areas around, and it's just as packed, maybe more so. So it's pretty big, but you could walk from one end to the other in 5 or 6 hours. As soon as you get off, you see a man walking up to you with sort of a ratty uniform, a name tag that says Dave, and he walks up with like a clipboard, and he immediately walks up to. He avoids Slade because he's huge and towering, and he walks right up to Frank and says, "You'll have to pay the docking fee, boys."
Yeah, we already paid it. Look at your clipboard. What do you think? Trying to get us twice to pay? I don't think so.
And he looks at the clipboard, notices that your name and your ship name is not written here. And he looks
Oh,
back
come
at
on. Cut the guy some slack, Frank. He's clearly new at this.
you.
Yes, and if he continues, he will stay new and then get fired.
So, Frank, do you want to try to intimidate him?
Oh yes, of course, because I'm a bit angry, a little bit on the wild side, and I'm not in the mood to pay something. I'm here to get cash and not pay anything.
All right, so flip a coin. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see. This is tails, so things get worse.
All right.
Wait a minute. Just to recap, we deliberately landed in the port side so that we wouldn't have to put up with much for us to pay a lot, and now we're trying to skirt the fee entirely.
So,
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, why not? I'm not one who enjoys to pay anything. Let them pay. This is my motto.
the security guard sort of like reaches back to his gun and he takes a step back. He's like, "Whoa, boys, there doesn't have to be any trouble. Just pay the money and we'll all get out of here."
I draw mine and say, I agree.
Well, Frank's escalating the situation. You want to flip it again, Frank?
Yeah, why not? Let's see how this turns out. I'm flipping it again. This is now heads.
All right. So, yeah, the way that the flipping coin works is if you flip tails the first time, then you have to flip again, and it moves on to the second section. And then if you flip tails again, you have to flip again, and it gets even worse. So you flipped tails and then heads, which means you succeeded, but something went south. So you managed to scare him away, but he, like... Frank, what do you say to sort of get him to go away?
As far as he sees it, he's 1 against 3. He's basically scared, but he will put a note to the authorities here. So probably the cops will get there sooner as we might like.
Yep, that's what I was thinking exactly. Cool. All right.
What?
Well, guys, that went well. So.
Are you kidding? Now he's gonna add out to whatever mob boss he answers to, who, and we're going to have even less time and luck fencing the Mona Lisa.
Well, actually, we would have had more time if someone didn't take a selfie. So, let's discuss time at a later moment. Let's find someone who gives us a basic cash for this.
All right. So you guys have a few options. You can go find like the local bar, listen to rumors. You can try to access like the station's directory, see if there are any legitimate stores that are interested, or you can go just find someone who looks like they know what they're talking about. You can just go accost some local and get information.
Well, the best source of information in any direction is probably well-frequented, not too shabby bordello. So I'd like to go there.
All right. So you're going to a bar or like a store?
Well, a brothel, a bordello, somewhere where you can have fun with some girl for money, or maybe not for money.
I don't know if a bordello is the place to go to fence the Mona Lisa.
No, it's about information.
Oh, okay.
You get about the same quality information, and probably from the same kind of sources from any tavern.
Yes, but you're forgetting the fun part. We make money, we get away, and we have a little bit of fun. Let's put the fun in first place.
Not that kind of fun.
So I'd like to spend a coin
All right.
to
What
say
detail do you want to change?
so that on the way to our contact, someone recognizes me from the social media post.
And they are a fan of yours, I presume?
They are one of my various followers, but
Oh, okay.
some people sort of hate watch my stream, so it's hard to know.
Blade, what is your online handle?
I think it's large and tidy.
Tidy?
Large and tidy.
Oh, okay, cool. You are sort of, you wandered off a little bit while Frank and Eric were arguing about whether to go to a tavern or to a brothel, and you're trying to sort of get your bearings, standing in the middle of the entryway, looking around, jostling people a little bit. You do tower above everybody. When all of a sudden you hear like a voice behind you, it's a young girl, maybe 13, and she like slowly looks all the way up, and she's, oh my gosh, it's Large and Tall! Oh, crap. I saw your Twitter where you stole that old painting. Oh my gosh, my friends are gonna be so jealous. Can I get a picture?
It's large and tidy, I'll have you know.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And she pulls out like a little cell phone, no bigger than this, and she sort of like leans back to try to get both of you in the shot. Can't quite manage it, and she like cuts off half of your head with the picture.
Nice.
And then she turns to you, still talking excitedly. Are you here to like for another heist? You gonna rob the mayor? Ooh, can I get pictures? What's gonna happen? What are you here for?
Where is this mayor?
He runs the station.
Which direction is that?
And then she gives you like a rapid fire list of like, go down three lanes, turn left, circle around, go up 3 levels, go up to the, and then she rattles off a bunch of stuff. You think you got the gist of it, and then she like lets you know that you have to schedule a visit to see the mayor. He's pretty busy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I hope I see you later. If there's going to be an explosion, let me know so I can record it and post it on my friend book. And then she scampers off, like typing rapidly on her phone.
Oh my gosh. What just happened?
So you have directions to the mayor's office, and you know that you need an appointment.
Well, I think with the sort of resources that we currently have, I don't think it'll be hard to get an appointment.
I think let me handle this. I get to a kind of a public communication station or whatever there is available.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit out of earshot of the other 2 guys, and I'm spending a coin for introducing the following fact. I know who's the local sheriff, and I'm actually trying to call him first because I want to know how big is the bounty on those nasty guys who stole the painting.
Okay. Nice. All right.
I see where this is going.
I like it. Yeah, so you dial up your old friend, the sheriff of this town. What is your name, by the way, Frank?
I'm called Frank Stewart.
Frank Stewart. All right.
Yeah.
So you dial it. You have like a secret code name, or a secret code word, so that you guys can be directly connected. And you hear there's a bit of a pause as the phone rings. You get a message on the answering machine or the equivalent. It says, I can't pick up to the phone right now, but and then all of a sudden the phone clicks and it picks up and it goes, Frank, buddy.
Hi. You're still in the unsavory business of dealing out law to anybody who cannot afford it. So, okay. Uh, actually, I'm here because I'd like to have a share of the bounty of those guys who stole this painting. You might have seen it in the social media. One of those was stupid enough to put his face onto it. So, how much is it?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Slow down, Frankie. All right, so you asking about a bounty? Why? You in the bounty hunting biz now?
Yeah, actually, yes, I am. As of now.
Okay, let me pull it up here. I usually don't get involved in all that social media stuff, but even that hasn't escaped my attention. Those boys have balls. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, actually, they do.
He pulls up like a list of all the current bounties, finds you guys, and shows it to you. It's a large number. I don't know what the currency is, but it's not the largest bounty on the board, but it's in like the top, 10% of all the bounties available. You're up there.
Okay, so how about I deliver you at least one of those guys in the next few hours? Do you have the cash with you? Can I come and collect right away? Because I'm a little bit on the schedule.
So wait! You captured all three of them boys?
What? Three of them? No. They probably killed one of their compadres. They are now two, only two.
How did you? Oh my gosh, that's amazing! You're gonna have to tell me more. Here, let me call you back. You want to meet in a couple hours somewhere?
Yeah, let's meet. You know the old one near the warehouse district. We might meet there. Yeah, bring the cash.
In about an hour and a half?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Oh man, I can't believe it. You being a bounty hunter and a successful one, no doubt. Man.
Yeah, better believe
it. All right. He hangs up the phone, and so now you've got the law, the local sheriff, and a little 13-year-old girl excited about seeing you guys. Where to?
Yeah, and we do need an appointment with the mayor.
Are we separated from that conversation?
Yeah.
With the other guys? In that case, one of the items that I set aside to name later, an unexpected thing, is a listening device in both of my comrades' pockets.
So, you planted listening devices in their pockets?
Yes.
All right.
So I know everything going on.
So, which conversation did you listen to? The one that Slade was having, or the one that Frank was having?
I figure Slade is predictable, and I was listening to Frank.
Okay, so all you saw was Slade talking to a small creature of some sort of the corner of your eye.
It's been known to happen.
So what's the plan now?
We need an appointment with the mayor. How do we get one?
So the mayor has an office and a website where you can go on and schedule yourselves an appointment, or you can call his secretary at 555-867-5309.
That's Jenny's number, I think.
Her name is Jenny, correct.
Okay. Not a problem at all. I'm calling the secretary.
All right.
Miss.
She says, "This is Jenny. How can I help you?" Mayor's office.
This is Sector Marshal Miller. I need an appointment with your employer, the local mayor, because we do have some information about some nasty, unlawful fugitives from the Galactic Law who are actually about to pull a heist on him. I need to talk to him. right now.
Is this? She's a little bit confused. Like, I'm sorry. Who did you say you were?
Sector Marshal Miller, on special duty against organized crime, and actually, you might now find in the next 10 or 15 minutes a time for your employer to talk to me, because it's of utmost importance.
All right, Frank. Do you want to flip a coin to see how well you can speak that?
Oh yes, of course. Let's do it. This is heads.
Okay. Why don't you tell us? You succeeded because you've done this before. Tell us about the last time you had to impersonate an officer of the law.
Oh yeah, that's a while back. I actually impersonated a kind of a local sheriff and confiscated some interesting goods from less than a Wild West businessman to actually smuggle them out of a system and sell them. So that's a kind of heist that works all the time. I'm very confident that this works here too.
All right, so yeah, when you were talking to Jenny, you dropped like a couple codes, you used like very official sounding language, and you managed to frazzle her and convince her in part of each to get you an appointment with the mayor in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So now a little bit more relaxed. I'm joining the other two. Oh, we have an appointment with the mayor in 15 minutes. And try to act like you're from the law, you know, lawman. Like.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I flash back a bit to while Frank was having his conversation with Jenny?
Yeah. What were you getting up to, Eric?
Actually, you know what? Never mind. I have no idea what I was actually getting up to. Shoot.
Okay.
I do not play often. I am normally a GM.
No worries. All right. So, any objections to going to see the mayor? Does anybody want to stay behind or trail off to do their own thing?
Nope.
See, I know exactly what's going on, but I'm gonna go along with it for now. I want to try to surprise him with a double cross.
Okay.
What kind of double cross? I would never do this.
All right. So
That was out of character.
You guys head to the mayor's office. You travel through the crappy part of town. You manage to catch like a transport that takes you to the center of the station, where it's a little bit nicer. It's not as fancy as like the ritzy areas of the station, but it's pretty nice. The mayor's office has a boring-looking logo on the front of it with very plain letters. Just says "Office of the Mayor." I need a name for this mayor. Oh gosh.
Yeah, actually, on walking there, we do need a name for you too. You are Deputy Marshal whatever, and the other is Deputy Marshal what's name. Please think of a name.
Wheeler.
Deputy Wheeler. Anybody want to be Scully?
Wheeler and Scully. Oh, no problem.
Scully has a different character idea. Never mind.
All right. So, Slade, what's your code name going to be going into this mayor interaction?
So I don't usually need to use a code name because I'm on social media and like various internet systems as large and tidy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go by my actual name, Willem Grout.
All right. Grout. All right. And then, Eric, you're going to be Detective Wheeler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. The secretary greets you at the door, and she's like, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Yes, we had a little talk. I'm Sector Marshal Miller. I'm flipping my credentials very shortly,
Because
and
you
the
stole.
stern look in my face.
That's right. You stole a badge from a dead guy. I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
She sort of gives you both like a look over, looking at like your ratty, grimy clothing, and sort of raises one
Yeah,
eyebrow.
It's been
I
a
know.
long week,
I know the look.
okay?
I know the look. We are in deep undercover, in a very, very dangerous situation, and we need to talk to your employer, Mr. Mayor.
She says, "All right, well, Mayor Tankinson's expecting you."
Okay.
And she leads you down into his office, opens up the door, and leads you in. There are two chairs in front of like this big desk, where a large man smoking a big cigar is sitting, and you have like a nameplate in the front that says Mayor Cash Tankinson,
Nice.
and you can barely understand him through like the chomping of the cigar, but he greets you and says, "Welcome to the station. What can I do for you? Please take a seat, gentlemen."
I'm Sector Marshal Miller, and I'm here on not so relaxing business, because you are the mark of some crew who want to pull a heist on you. I'm here because I'm in deep undercover mission against some kind of organized crime. There are some nasty crews of thieves around here, and we want to catch them in flagranti, if you know.
He sort of like takes a breath, pulls out the cigar, puts it back in to continue talking. Says, "Why don't you go talk to the sheriff?"
You know, we have information that the sheriff is in on them. He's on the take.
Excuse me, while they're talking, I'm glancing on the office, casing the place.
All right. What are you looking for, Eric?
Let's see. Anything that where you might hide a vault or an escape, like an emergency exit. Sorry, Ack.
Okay.
Vault, this emergency exit. Anything valuable?
You see a couple of valuable knickknacks, and you see like a couple sideways passages that might be some sort of quick exit. But if you want to, you can flip a coin and search more directly, but it is risky.
Nah, I'm trying to be discreet here.
Okay. Yeah, you're just looking around then, absorbing your environment. The mayor sort of looks at you funny, and you can tell he's deciding if he wants to deal with you and risk pissing off the sheriff, or if he wants to just call the sheriff and let him deal with it. The debate wages as the cigar grows smaller and smaller.
Yeah, well, the sheriff is actually in on it, and we will take the whole gang out if you cooperate a little bit, because you're currently the mark for them, and we have something prepared to actually lure them to a strike at your place.
He just continues to chomp, keeps thinking. Says, "I'm sorry, son. I don't know if I can trust you boys. I barely know you. You have some credentials, but the sheriff's been around a long time. He's been good to this place. You're gonna have to bring me something from a higher up, or some kind of evidence before I can authorize a strike or whatever it is you're planning."
Okay. I'm looking at our big tall guy, Mr. Grout. Do you think the information that the mayor is in on it too is correct? I didn't believe it, but do you think it's correct? And I'm looking very skeptical at the mayor.
So I turn sort of towards the mayor, still talking to you, and just say, "This smells like incompetence rather than maliciousness."
Agreed.
Okay, incompetence is not that heavily a crime, but
When you
Not where you come from, but where I come from.
yeah. So well, of course, we could take it to the higher echelons of the law enforcement, which would mean that your dealings here, especially everything regarding financial movements, would be under extremely precise scrutiny, which is our usual procedure. You know, it's for the best of the whole economy that everything is okay. So yeah, if you like to do this, it's not a problem. We get some people around here in no time at all who will put your files under a microscope if you like to have this as a credential to cooperate. It's not a problem. It might be that the thieves might pull this heist off and leave you without any money in between. So it's your choice actually.
Okay, he's talking money speak or whatever. Sorry. I start gently pacing to get at everyone in the room accustomed to my movement and that and try to slip it back out while and they're not paying attention to explore one of the side passages.
Okay. Why don't you flip a coin and see how it goes?
Okay. Lodged in the keyboard. Tails, shoot.
All right.
Oh.
So when you flip a tails, things get a little bit worse. Let's say that you manage to like scooch just out of the meeting, but all of a sudden you see Jenny get up from her chair and start to turn around. Why don't you flip the coin again and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Oh shoot. I think this coin might be bad, Tails.
All right. Jenny turns around and sees you, like, trying to sneak out of there, and you startle her, and she, like, almost instinctively reaches for, you know, one of the panic buttons on her desk. Why don't you flip the coin one more time?
Okay, in that case, let's see.
Probably now you wish you had
heads!
The adjective.
All right. So you have to spend that coin, but you can change some kind of detail that will help you out. What detail do you want to change?
Let's see. What detail do I want to change? That's the question.
I'm thinking something like she was getting up to go, like, just check her shoe or like adjust her dress, and she never turns around.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Or like someone else. Ooh, I have a better idea. How about someone else when another assistant to a secretary or something runs over to her with some paperwork that she needed.
Yeah.
Distraction. I use that as a distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either way, she's distracted. You're down one coin, but you're able to sneak around.
Yeah.
You find. Let's see. You find like the mayor has a small bedroom where he can sleep when he works late. It's got.
Anything interesting in there?
Huh?
Anything interesting in there?
There's a couple small valuables that you could pilfer if you wanted to. Nothing extremely expensive though.
Not exact. I'm not really a klepto.
Yeah. As you continue to poke around in his room, you do find like you're knocking along one of the walls, and you bump into this little touchpad sensitive area, and part of the wall slides out, and there's a drawer filled with paperwork that is hidden pretty well.
Ooh, what kind of papers?
Fortunately, the paperwork is really, really dry. It's ship manifests, legal documents, rental, like like licenses, agreements, the kind of stuff you'd see when you install iTunes and it tells you if you've read the license agreement. It's that kind of dry nonsense. You don't know what to make of it.
I'm gonna spend a coin to make things a little more interesting. How about he has? What is it? Sorry, no, sorry, knock on the door. Sorry, I'm busy right now. In a while. Sorry. Let's see. Where was I? The one of the papers is a title deed for or a vacation house on some a moon somewhere that he has no right to afford on a politician's salary. Well, local politician.
Yeah. Do you want to, like, is your plan to steal the house deed for yourself or to use it against him?
I'm just gonna pocket it for now. I'll use it as an ace in the hole later.
All right. Do you want to add that as one of your items?
Sure.
All right.
I'll just shoot. I only have the 6 slots.
You can use that as one of your 6.
And the only ones I have left are Had Forever, I've built myself, and Gross.
You can reassign it if you want. Those are just suggestions to give you ideas.
Okay, I'll replace the Gross thing with expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, cool. So Eric has pocketed some maps or some like a deed to a fancy house. Frank and Slade, you're both sort of. Is your goal to get the mayor's cooperation? Is it to like get him to be afraid? What are you shooting for?
My goal would be that he cooperates in actually luring the fictional gang to a certain kind of a move against his vote. There might be some kind of a vote in this mayor's office or somewhere, and we need to check the security and take a look what's inside.
Okay. And Frank, your goal is to steal something from the mayor, or I'm a little confused.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to get the money for the painting from the mayor without him knowing it.
Oh, so you're just gonna like steal his money and leave the Mona Lisa?
Oh yeah.
And make it look like he was making a backroom deal for the painting.
My goal is the actual cops. I'd like to point towards the mayor.
Okay.
And if this goes south, I'd like to collect the money from the local sheriff for the other 2 guys. Without actually turning them in, I collect the money and we 3 leave. You know, having a plan B and C is always good.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to think. Would the mayor have like a safe in his office with like town funds? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that the mayor has like a special access in his office where he can pull funds from the city's, budget, I guess, in case, there needs to be last-minute construction and all the banks are closed. He can just pull the money out and spend it as he needs to for the city or for the station. So let's say that his desk has like, well, we'll discuss the details as you make progress. So right now you've got the mayor a little bit riled up. He's insulted by your accusations of incompetence, and he's gotten so flustered that he's swallowed his cigar and is able to speak much clearer. He's he stood up off of his desk and like slammed his hands down. He says, "Now you boys listen here. I've been the mayor of this town for 23 years, and I've never, ever, I've done a great job. They re-elect me every 5 years. You have no reason to talk to me that way. And if you keep this up, I'm going to call the sheriff and get him over here immediately to sort this whole thing out.
Yes, of course. And we would like you to be re-elected 5 or 10 or 15 years. So if you cooperate just a little bit, we will leave this station in only a few hours. So we can make this go away very quickly, or we could stay here and be a pain. What's your choice?
Slade, do you want to pull some influence in here, like add some menace or something?
Yeah, so this is kind of my plan as well, is to make sure that the mayor is the one that has the painting.
Okay.
I just really want to offload this thing and get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think I probably do want to try to physically intimidate him.
Okay. Do you want to flip a coin to do that, or spend a coin?
Let's spend a coin.
Okay. What detail do you want to change? Like maybe the mayor's really scared of you. Maybe he's a coward. Let's see. It could be like maybe the mayor is crippled and can't run away or leave. He's got like a wheelchair or something.
I think he's just physically intimidated.
Okay.
By my impressive stature, and I just get really, really close and say, "You want to take this painting?"
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you're able to sort of like, the mayor stands up and has his hands on the desk, and you're able to sort of, you put your own hands on the desk and you like get up in his face, and tower over him, and he, instinctively kind of backs away, and you slowly walk around the desk to the other side, and the mayor just sort of backs away until he's like against the corner of the room, and that gives Frank an opportunity to try and access the bank funds while you are speaking menacingly and intimidating him.
Sounds good.
And this accessing I'd like to do by spending a coin, because money is important.
Yep. So he was just logged in to transfer some funds when you guys entered, and the account is still open. You can transfer all the money into your own crew account.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
All right.
Wait a minute, where is he now? Where is the mayor? Is he still in the office?
He is still in the office. Eric, you have the opportunity to sneak around a little more if you want.
Okay, let's see, is the bedroom the only room in that hallway?
He has a bedroom, there's like a conference room, and then he has like, a couple other offices of different people who manage the station. So there's like an office for passenger manifests, there's an office for ship schedules, there's an office for, civilian problems, There's maybe 5 or 6 offices of smaller, lesser politicians underneath that work there.
Okay, probably nothing interesting there. What about the other hallway altogether?
It's just one side of the hallway is his bedroom and the secretary's office, and the other one is the other offices. Yeah, you might.
Okay, then I sneak back in. Then I sneak back into the room as if I had never been gone.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. You're able to do that without any issues. All right, so Frank has transferred the money. Slade, how are you going to get rid of the painting? Maybe Eric could take it off your back and hide it somewhere?
Oh, I know just the place.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Have you got a little hidey hole somewhere there?
Something like that.
You want to flip a coin, Eric, to see if you can sneak the painting back into that special stash?
Oh yeah. I'll try that. Oh, heads.
Sweet.
Finally, something goes great. Okay.
When you succeed, you should describe like how you're able to do it so easily, how you've done it before, maybe a piece of advice about sneaking around.
Easy. I had it on me the whole time.
You stole it from Slade as soon as he got off the ship.
No, he never had it.
I was just very confident that I did have it. It wasn't that I did have it. It was just that I was confident that I had it.
So Eric manages to plant the Mona Lisa into the mayor's secret stash. You guys have transferred the money, and the mayor is intimidated enough to let you, all three of you, sort of walk out with promises that he won't interfere with whatever you're doing.
Okay. In walking out, I'm stopping at the door, turning around and telling him, "Thank you for your cooperation, and have a nice day."
Slade, do you have any parting words?
Be careful. That's it. I'm full gruff here at this point.
Awesome.
Okay, so we
I
did
think
get.
you have a meeting with the sheriff now, right?
We can leave, guys.
Yep.
That went
Oh, well-
well.
Hang on. Just I need to back up a little bit. What are we doing right now? Okay, I'm not sure I understand everything that just happened, and
We just got paid, and we loaded off the merchandise, and now we only have a few things to do to cover up our tracks. First thing is to point the cops to the mayor, as a buyer at least of this stolen picture. And the other thing, I need to have a chat with my pal, the local sheriff, because, well, you know, he might be instrumental in actually capturing the mayor, so that he gets a little money on the side. You know.
wait, covering our
I'm
tracks.
looking for- What do you say?
Wait, so what do you mean by covering our tracks?
Meaning
you guys
that
don't have
the
the
cops
Mona Lisa.
won't get us. You know, the basics of some heist is get in, get the stuff, and get away.
True.
So your plan is to tip the sheriff off that the mayor has the painting and maybe get a cut of your own bounty in
Yes, of course.
Everybody wins.
All right, I'm down. So you've got a meeting with the mayor. Where are you guys meeting? At your ship, right?
I mean the sheriff?
The sheriff, it's near the warehouse district.
Or the
so
sheriff?
the,
Yeah.
the sheriff, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys go to meet with the sheriff. He's like leaning against the corridor that leads to your ship, and he's got two. One deputy looks pretty young, pretty fresh. The other one looks old enough to be 2 days from retirement. The sheriff himself is pretty fit, about late 40s, and he's sort of leaning against the bulkhead. And when he sees you, he brightens up. Frankie, you got them bounties?
Hello. Yeah, it seems those guys are a bit more elusive than I thought. But, you know, there's a new development. Who would have guessed that the mayor of this station is involved in all this? And the cops are right behind this. So if you want to make a nice little extra money for the bounty on recovering this picture, this would be the opportunity. And, you know, maybe they elect you to the next mayor.
The sheriff starts to respond when the younger deputy immediately stops, points to Slade, and says, "Oh my gosh, is that large and tidy?"
So I'm going to spend a coin to say that it isn't. He's like, immediately after he goes, "Nah, it couldn't be."
He looks at you puzzlingly for a second, but then kind of shakes his head. All right, that's a great use of a coin. All right, so let's see. The sheriff like sort of strokes his beard thoughtfully. He's like, "Well, what evidence do you have? The mayor's never done anything wrong before. I mean, there are rumors that he's not on the up and up, but I don't know if that'll stick to him. Do you have
Yeah,
any evidence
at
that he's
least I
done
think
anything wrong?
you might find the stolen picture at his place.
Well, I can't search him without legal reason."
I'm sure you can come up with a legal reason.
And he's sort of like debating about, you and he are friends, but how much does he want to endanger his job? Um, Eric, don't you have evidence that the mayor has a little more money than he should?
Oh, definitely. I show him the deed.
um, he like snatches the deed out of your hands and like flattens it up against the wall and sort of looks at it for a while. He looks over at you. He says, "You say you found this in the mayor's place?
Oh yeah, just lying around.
Where was it?"
Just sitting on his desk.
Huh. Okay. And he hands the deed. He's like, "I'm gonna have to keep this for evidence. You understand?"
Yes, of course. You might use it as you like. But
Oh sure.
the sector cops are following up. So it would be good for you if you made the arrest before they come and take
Well,
away all the glory.
I feel like the three of you should stay, since it seems like you've cracked this case wide open. You should stay, be witnesses, because then you can explain how you figured out the information, how you knew where to look, and that way you can get your fair share of the bounty.
Yeah, but one of my ex-girlfriends is on this station, and I haven't paid my money for a long time. And if she comes with an army of lawyers, no, I need to get on my way very soon now.
He looks like a little bit confused and kind of shocked. Like, "Frank, you never told me you had a girlfriend."
Maybe that's because, I've never told you about this one. And the other ones I didn't mention at all. I'm pointing at my family Bible. In this Bible, I keep their names, and I need to glue some paper in additional pages because in space, in every space station, a real spacer does have someone who helps him get entertained, and.
I don't
Yeah,
need to hear any more
I
about
need to go.
your
I
adventures.
really need to go.
All right, I'll contact you with the bounty winnings after they've given me their share. Thank you so much, Frank. I owe you one.
Yeah, not a problem. For old friends.
All right, and you guys
Let's
climb
go.
back into your ship, and you fly away about 2 hours before the law arrives.
Hooray!
Nice work, fellas. That was funny.
And I wish we were in a kind of brothel before we went to the mayor. I knew this would be a short thing.
So let's see. Eric, what did you? Well, I'll get you, Slade, because you probably have to leave soon.
Yeah.
Slade, what do you think of like how the game ran? What were your impressions overall?
I think it's nice and lightweight. I like that character creation is not just quick, but also gets input from the other characters.
Alright.
And then that ratio of the coins is going to always be something like 3 and 3 or 4 and 2, and very rarely anything other than those.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the statistics for that are pretty good. I liked the item prompts a lot. I didn't get a lot of time to sit and look at them, but I think more, as many of those as as you want, I would be totally happy with as a player.
Yeah.
As options.
Do you think that would you like it better if you were pushed into creating more objects at the beginning, or did you like the freedom that assigning them later was?
Yeah, I think I could probably even have gone with just 2. My third one, I kind of just tacked that on. But 3 is fine. I think 6 would probably be too many to come up with all at once. Yeah, and I think the resolution mechanic is pretty good. The pay a coin to sort of author the scene for a sec versus risk a coin, to see how bad it could get. I think that works pretty well.
Do you think you had too many coins or too few?
If this were a multi-session game and there's no coin refresh mechanic, then I have too few coins.
Okay.
If this is a one-shot, this is, if you run it for 2 hours, this is probably the perfect number of coins.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't feel too timid about spending them.
Good. Yeah, I definitely want you to spend them. That's for sure.
And I never flipped them. I actually just spent the 3 and authored those little sections.
All right. Did you like the adjectives generation, or would you have preferred more backstory and like crew history, crew relationships?
No, not really. I think the adjectives are pretty good. I did end up getting a lot of them.
Yes.
To deal with at the start. I mean, 7 feels like a lot, and it's maybe half of the list.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe
don't know. Put a limit.
It does kind of feel like a lot.
Okay.
Because I have to figure out how to be towering and gruff, but also foreign and a baby face. It's at a certain point, you've got kind of both sides.
Yeah.
Like you're not quite contradicting yourself, but kind of painting yourself into a small corner.
Yep.
So I don't know. When I picked my first 4, I was like, that could be it. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
I feel like 3 or 4 is the core of it, anyways.
Yeah.
It's hard to juggle 7 adjectives in your head at the same time.
Yeah, I might put like a max limit of 4 or 5 adjectives. All right, that's awesome. Any other thoughts or input?
No, it seems like a good little pick-up, free-form kind of a thing. Just throw together the storyline. I was not too mentally strong image creating, other than to kind of mentally quote Firefly at times. I mean, so as far as setting goes, I didn't know what other handholds I had, what other sort of help along the way I had.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Maybe that's a feature. Maybe that's
Yeah, I can have some more setting prompts. Something like that. What about you, Frank? Well, Slade, did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say the true or false thing at the beginning was pretty good. I think you could almost do 2 rounds of that and then really narrow things a bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks very much for running it, and thanks Eric and Frank for playing with me as well. I thought it was good.
Thanks, Slade. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too. What do you think, Frank?
I really like the escalating mechanism for the coin toss. This is interesting because you risk something. It might end well, but it could end very badly. So it's interesting to keep a little bit risk in the game. Spending coins is a sure thing. And I think a good balance would be between spending some, risking some, And actually, what would be nice is gaining some. There was some optional rule, like the GM could compel some complication to actually give a coin to the player. This is a nice mechanic, which it could introduce some complications, even though everything runs too smooth for the players. So, complications are what makes a story interesting. If it runs too smooth, yeah, it's nice, but it should have some kind of obstacle or so. And if every player only spends coins, there won't be any kind of trouble. And as a GM, you would like to cause trouble.
Yeah. Yep. I can see that. Did you think the character generation was interesting, or would you have preferred more backstory?
Not quite more backstory, but I think the adjectives are a bit too numerous. Less would be better. But
Yeah.
actually, not only adjectives, but some kind of aspects would be my preference. So an adjective like wild or something, but more a kind of, for example, wild barroom brawler or so. Some kind of adjective. What we do with the items. The items we take something like expensive, and we tell what kind of expensive item we have, like an expensive wristwatch or whatever. And so an adjective should be followed by something like a clever grifter or something, so that you know what's or a clever pilot or whatever in this case. That would make it easier actually to use it in play and to compel this for complications, I think.
Okay. So have more prompt for adjectives than just a list?
This is an example adjectives. A longer list wouldn't help that much, but actually encouraging people to come up with their own ideas would be better. But that's one thing. The shared with adjective, I actually didn't get how this is supposed to work, because, well, that does not really create a kind of bond or relationship. But I don't think a relationship is needed mechanically, because, well, it's basically the makeup of the group that gives the basic relationship, and it turns out in play, during play, how the characters relate to each other.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the relationship idea was sort of something I wanted to see how it worked, but I definitely could see it not, like, I could see it falling flat. So it's nice to know that really didn't influence much. You liked the flipping and the spending.
Yeah.
Would you want to see
And
more?
I think for a play time of about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 6 coins is a good number. For longer games, you might need more coins, but I like this fast gameplay. So 6 coins for a short game is quite okay.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to see more world building at the beginning, where maybe some of the coins you add prompts for adding details about the world?
That depends. The current choices use very strong tropes that are that nearly everyone knows, like spaghetti western or Weird West or Firefly, space western, or so on, or maybe some kind of post-apocalyptic western, like the Mad Max series or so. This is all stuff that is basically reuse of known tropes. I don't know if spending coins would add much to this. I don't
Well, I just
know.
mean, I mean, during character generation, when you roll your coins, maybe for like every tale you have to add a detail about the world or something.
Hmm. Uh, it would be interesting introducing NPCs, not only some detail about the world. NPCs, organizations, maybe. That would be a nice thing. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I will definitely keep that in mind. Thanks, Frank. Did you have anything else you wanted to let me know about, or anything that needs to change?
Yeah, maybe in regard of the compel mechanic, maybe every character might have some kind of dark secret that the GM might activate at some time.
Mm,
This is kind of compel, something that comes up and the player at start doesn't know what it actually is. And
okay.
in a certain situation, this has to come into play so that the player might add it at a time when it's not that convenient.
Ah, okay. So maybe like the players pick a vague adjective at the beginning, and the GM has a specific list
Yeah,
of actions that he can trigger in through the
yeah.
game. I like that.
So a thing that is a complication that would add to the character and not necessarily to the current situation, but as a complication, it's a twist in this. Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Awesome. All right, Eric, your turn. Time to go answer questions. What do you think?
Well, I really like the system. I mean, it's really cool. I like how it's really light, and it's just kind of the coin flips keep things moving. I mean, honestly, I wish that we would have had, like Frank said, I feel like a bit more complications and a bit more trouble would have been and would have made things a lot more interesting. I fully support his idea of having the GM be able to hand out a coin while also with a complication.
Mm-hmm.
I love that idea. Though handing out coins every time you deliberately make trouble could make the economy a bit unstable, or rather too stable.
Yeah.
So, but definitely bears testing. I think the amount of backstory is about right for the characters. Especially the equipment. I think that says way more than the adjectives ever could.
Yeah.
And, and yeah, I kind of liked being able to seize these opportunities to add a bit more to the plot, using more equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like that. The adjectives, though, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of hate, but that may just be because I prefer to discover my characters during play. Like
Yeah.
even when I develop like a history for him, I tend even when I develop a history for them, I leave their personality up in the air
Mm-hmm.
because I mean I may know what they've been through, but I don't know I still don't really know who they are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
So the adjectives aren't a thing that I'm that big on.
Okay.
Um, just a sec. I'm still busy.
Okay. When do you? I just wanted.
I'm almost done.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Um, let's see.
Would you like more world generation, or did you like sort of making it up as you go?
Mm, honestly, out of all the possibilities, I think the one we ended up with, I saw the list before, like,
Mm-hmm.
there was a post and you linked the doc, and I saw the list. And honestly, the one that we ended up with was kind of like, meh, I don't really like this, other people might, but I felt like the one we ended up with was the one most personally boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, it might have been more interesting if we ended up with the Weird West or Future on Earth, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But definitely a bit more world detail could have been helpful because it felt like it didn't really matter that we were in a space station, and I mean we were still fencing a famous historical painting and trying to get the hell out of Dodge, so
Yeah.
it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't
much.
think that.
I mean, setting should have a big impact on the plot, you know.
Yeah, I don't think the future ever came up except for that touchscreen panel and
Social media.
the social media.
That was funny.
That was funny. Awesome.
But,
Anything else, Eric, before we sign off?
yeah.
Maybe one thing. It nearly came, or it was a possibility that it could come to some player versus player action, which the current system does not support.
Yeah. I can add some player versus player mechanics.
Hmm.
All right.
I'm not really a fan. And another thing is that as soon as you said in this game money is everything, my interest kind of plummeted a little bit. I mean, I still kind of had fun, but self-serving evil isn't really my thing. I mean, I picked generous for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
I just generally prefer either horror or heroic.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's just a personal preference, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like the system, like the core system, is flexible enough to support multiple genres. I mean, you don't even have to change the lists any. You just have to change the setting options a bit.
Yep.
And yeah, it could easily support anything. The feel of the game, today's game, honestly felt more like Leverage than anything else.
Yeah.
You've seen Leverage?
I think most of the work for the rest of the game is going to be adding non-mechanical stuff, character generation, setting details, allowing characters to add items and details. I think that's where most of the work is left in this game. I think the flipping is pretty solid as is.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate your help.
No problem.
All right. Bye, Frank. Bye, Eric. Have a good day, y'all.
Bye.